Week presented by Principal. It's March, the month that opportunity meets preparation in the college basketball world, and today the spotlight is on the MEAC Tournament Championship. We're live from Norfolk, Virginia in the Scope Arena, where the stage is set for an electrifying showdown between Norfolk State University Spartans and the Howard University Bison. Now let's take a look at the bracket to see how these two teams got here today. The Spartans came into the tournament being the #1 seed, and after yesterday's semifinal game, they defeated Coppin State by nearly 30 points, and the Bison upended the Eagles of North Carolina Central University. We want to welcome you inside the arena. I'm Laurency Moten alongside University of Maryland Hall of Famer Christy Winterscott. Now, Christy, we're looking at the top two teams in the conference. On one side, you have Norfolk State Spartans, the reigning MEAC champions, who had a 13-1 conference record. And on the other side, you have the Howard Bison, the only team able to upend the Spartans.
Right, and when you've split during the regular season, this is the stalemate. Who is going to make the statement and advance to the NCAA tournament? A lot on the line. Both teams, they really need to fight for what they want, and they're going to do that by taking good care of the basketball, #1, but also owning the glass, especially second chance point opportunities.
So now on your screen, you guys, we're looking at some of the statistics from the last time that these two teams matched up in that loss when Howard won. Talk to me about what sticks out to you.
Well, when they split those games, whoever took better care of the basketball in terms of live ball turnover opportunities won the game. So that is going to be something to look for as well. The live ball turnovers that occur, that will do you in.
Well, today's game is going to be a showcase of some great guard play. So starting off with the Norfolk State Spartans, who's your player to watch, Christy?
Well, Diamond Johnson, for sure. I mean, she started at Rutgers, moved on to NC State, brings a wealth of experience to the floor. 19 of her 30 points came in the first half alone yesterday. She was 6 of 11 from 3, but she was also named MEAC Newcomer of the Year. But she's not new to this. She's true to this. She brings a ton of experience. And on the other side, for Howard University, Ayanna Warren, she drew a career high and also a tournament high 12 fouls. She puts a ton of pressure on every single layer of defense. She's ready for the challenge. She's 5'3" on the outside, which is diminutive, but on the inside, not so much. She is ready for the lights and the action.
Well, we have two familiar foes vying for this championship title here in Norfolk, Virginia. And like you just said, Christy, two guards, very talented, similar in stature, but excited to have a chance at this championship today.
Absolutely. You see Norfolk State starting out in a 3-2 zone, and that is what Ty Grace was waiting for. She knew. She's like, they played us in zone both games. We just have to be able to move the basketball, get it to the second and third sides, and try to attack the paint, as Norfolk State took that option away from them on the first possession of the game.
Well, the ball bounced off of Niall Miller's leg, so we'll go towards the Lady Spartans. Taking the ball out right now for the Spartans is Crystal White, the junior from Chesapeake, Virginia.
1-2-2 press presented here by Howard. And they're going to try and trap it and rotate, and they almost forced the turnover there. And that's why we said that that was going to be at the top of the list for both teams. Taking good care of the basketball. Both teams apply a lot of defensive firepower.
Spartans working the ball around the floor, being patient. And a good defensive possession right there by the Lady Bison, but the ball will stay with the Spartans.
Well, Ty Grace told us yesterday after the game, after the semifinal win, she said, hey, we've really got to do a good job on the interior with our defense. They try to get downhill. You see Diamond Johnson right there trying to get in there, and they have a shot clock violation.
Well, Coach Vickers says that he wants his team to be patient, but obviously not that patient, Christy.
For sure. And then now they can at least set up their defense. Another 1-2-2 defense set up by Norfolk State as well.
Creek for 3. It's short. She knocked down a couple in yesterday's semifinal game.
Yeah, just didn't seem to have her legs on that one, but she said, I'm here to do whatever the team needs for me to do, and she came out and hit 3 threes in yesterday's win.
Fields goes downhill, and she puts the Spartans on the board.
And that's what you want to do, attack that slot area. That's that mid-post area, and get right into the paint.
Creek, she finds Harris.
And here's that 3-2 zone again. And what you can't really do against a 3-2 is put the ball at the nail, which is right there at the foul line, because it's clogged up with that defender there. But you can take cuts under that top line and attack, which Howard just did on this possession.
Lady Spartans showing great discipline defensively right now.
And staying right with it, only allowing Howard one crack at it. Not second and third opportunities. They're getting a body on the glass and disallowing second and third touches.
You talked about that being one of your keys to the game, rebounding, especially offensive rebounds.
Hey, rebounding wins games. You're talking about offense selling tickets, defense winning games, rebounds win championships.
Krista White in the corner, and it's long. The Lady Bison control the board.
They had two cracks at it, though, so Howard needs to do a little bit better job of maintaining contact on those box outs down in there.
Warren, she gets down, and it's short, but we talked about it, those offensive rebounds, 2 in a row, and Niall Miller, the sophomore from New Jersey, gets it to go.
Yeah, can you win the battle of possessions, right? Howard had 3 shots at the rim and got the third one to fall, third time's the charm.
So let's take a look at the starting 5 for the Spartans. We have White, Fields, Johnson, Wheeler, and Williams.
That glass work. Here comes Warren. Now she can apply pressure in transition.
And here is the Bison starting 5. Warren, Blake, Creek, Miller, and Harris. Coach Grace has been going with the same starting 5 in the past 4 games.
Yeah, and you want that kind of continuity, especially leading into postseason. And Lala, you were telling me, you know, the injuries for Howard, no one really expected them to respond the way that they have, but they have been tremendous, especially down the stretch.
Definitely. You know, they talked about it during the post game yesterday. After losing Destiny Howe, preseason player of the year, they all had to show up, and they've been doing just that.
It's next player up mentality, and at this juncture of the season, there are no excuses. You're right in it. And you got to play hard with who you have, and that's the challenge. And it may be out of your rotation, right? It may not be comfortable for you, but nothing worthwhile is comfortable.
Fields gets it over half. Fields to White. The Spartans stay with it. Diamond Johnson. And it's short. Niall Miller, she's looking to push the pace.
She's got to get it to a guard real quick. Yeah, too many dribbles there. Once you secure it, maybe 1-2 dribbles to clear yourself from the fray, but after that, get to a guard so you can get the ball to the middle. And just 1-2 many dribbles right there, and then now you're in panic mode. Right? Take your time, pick the ball up. And that's what, when I was coaching, I always used to say, don't dribble the ball up, because now you're giving the defense a chance to get in there, grab the ball and chin it, protect it, find your guard.
Score is still 2-2 early in this showing. Kiara Wheeler, she tries to force something up. MEAC player of the year right there.
Yeah, MEAC player of the year, and she's just double trouble when it comes to production on the glass, and obviously with her ability to score the basketball as well. You see Norfolk State sticking with their 3-2 zone. They just bump off any dribble drives by Howard.
The 3 is no good for Tiana Walker.
Yeah, better job that time by Norfolk State. Not giving up any touches, and this is going to be a battle. It's only 2-2, right? So it's been a defensive battle between both of these teams to start the game.
Norfolk State's been scoreless for over 3 minutes now. Wheeler down low. They sent 2 on her.
Yep, as they should. As they should. Not going to be easy down in there. And Ty Gray said, we got to make it difficult. Every shot needs to be contested, especially for Wheeler.
Well, Fields is able to pick it off from the Bison, and Diamond Johnson misses the layup. But there to clean it up, it's Anasia Williams.
Anasia Williams bringing the smoke, too, with all that extra energy and emotion. You love to see the madness of March oozing from these young women.
Warren at the top of the key. 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Bison. Creek finds Steele. Steele misses the bunny, and Wheeler with the rebound.
Stick it on the glass, right? You have 3 people around you. Your body's probably not in great balance. Let the glass be your friend. Use that square. It was a good shot opportunity, but the execution wasn't there.
Very low scoring quarter right now. Well, the score right now is 4-2. Don't go anywhere. MEAC tournament action on your screen. Presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. Let's build a retirement and benefits plan that works for your team. Score right now is 4-2 in favor of Norfolk State. Let's take a look at their season summary so far. We talked about that 13-1 conference record. Amazing, setting a new school record since they joined the MEAC conference. And Christy, they're what you call a stacked team with the coach of the year, newcomer of the year, and player of the year all on the same squad.
Hey, that's a trifecta, and that's what you love to see. But you also love to see the 13-1 record in conference play. There's a lot of pride that has taken place throughout the regular season. Now can you carry that to the postseason as well? And Coach Vickers has done a masterful job of preparing his team for moments like this.
Coach Vickers says that finally things are clicking for his team, and what better time than March, right, Christy?
Absolutely, that's when you want it to, as Howard turns it over, dead ball. But Coach Vickers, he gets it right. He understands that in November, you're not going to be playing your best basketball in terms of your cadence and rhythm as a unit. But as the season progresses, that's why I said the 13-1 record in regular season, that's when you want to be blooming, right? The seeds are planted in preseason, and then the harvest comes in the postseason.
Into the game now for the Spartans is Sky Robinson, the transfer from VCU. Diamond Johnson.
You see some zone right here, and you see Howard shifting and moving and forcing a turnover.
Great defense right there from the Bison. You talked about it, being able to move with the flight of the ball, have your hands in the air. Coach Grace knew that that's what they needed to do if they wanted to stay in this game.
Absolutely. They have to be disruptive, and you can't wait for the catch to rotate. You've got to rotate when that basketball is in flight. It's not going to change trajectory mid-pass. Get there on the catch and get a hand in that shot pocket.
Tiana Walker is unable to get it to go. The Spartans pushing the pace. Fields finds Johnson. DeBrier Clark. 10 on the shot clock now for the Spartans. Wheeler. And that's her move, Christy.
Oh, she's wheeling and dealing down inside Wheeler. That's why she was named MEAC Player of the Year. Individually covered. She's going to go to work by maintaining her contact on that seal and finishing nicely in there.
Nia Fields pushing the pace once again. The Spartans love to get out in transition. And DeBrier Clark with the three from the corner.
And that's a tough shot to guard, especially in transition when you're going to fill the paint because of Wheeler, right? And give her that attention because of what she just did on the previous possession. What do? Spray it out to the corner for a three.
Creek at the free throw line, and it's denied by who? Kiara Wheeler.
Working down in the trenches, the big block.
Fields finds Wheeler. Back to Wheeler once again. Down low, she takes her time. And this time, she helps the Spartans go on a 9-0 run.
Well, that time, we were talking about on the previous time she scored, she was individually covered. That time she had 2.5 players on her, and it didn't matter either. She's a worker down in there.
Miller finds Warren. Ayana Warren. Walker to Creek. And the easy bunny's made by Niall Miller.
And that's what Howard needs to do, right? Massage the defense down. Get it to the second and third sides. Make them work and then attack.
Less than 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. DeBrier Clark, she's thinking about it. Finds Fields. And Ayana is off to the races. Creek, she's there to finish it.
Howard has benefited from their persistence on the offensive glass. That's twice they've scored on offensive rebounds.
Well, the score right now is 11-6 in favor of Norfolk State. The energy and the excitement is here for college basketball, so don't go anywhere because we have the MEAC Tournament Championship on your screen. Stay with us. Thanks so much for sticking with us. The score right now is 11-6. Now you're going to get a good look at the head coach of the Howard University Bison, Ty Grace. She's right there in the middle of the huddle with the ponytail. Coach Ty is now in her 9th season, and since she's joined the Mecca, she has created a winning program, Christy.
Absolutely. It's all about principle and expectations. It's all about accountability. But what I love most about what Ty Grace has been able to do, she's poured into these young ladies in more ways than tactically speaking, right? She's poured into them by encouraging them outside of basketball, and that's where the lifelong impact will be felt for years to come.
And she's a former player, played at University of New Haven. She's in the Hall of Fame, just like you are. She's one of only 2 players to score 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds.
Well, she's tough, and that's what she said yesterday in the post-game presser. She said, I mean, I played hard, and that's how I want my teams to play. And you've seen the dogged attention to detail to get them to this championship opportunity.
This is the 4th time in a row that Howard University has been to the championship game. We talked about it last season. Norfolk State won it, so they are the reigning champions. But Howard has made it their business to get here to these moments.
Well, that's how you continue to chop wood. Take those cuts from the weak side to right there at that MEAC logo inside the nail and attack it.
Gabrielle Clark can't get it to go. In the Bison, pushing the pace. Warren, 1-on-3.
Ooh. She's fearless, and I love it. I mean, she's 5'3". It was a 1-on-3 opportunity in fast break, and she said, I'm going to put the gas pedal down, and I'm going to keep going and force the issue, try to draw a foul, and she just hits the deck with some velocity right there, but she seems to be all right. But I'll tell you what, I love her attitude, and she was on the post-game presser yesterday as well. And she's just like, I just want to fuel our team and show them that no-fear attitude so they can all play the same way.
Well, that aggression was definitely rewarded yesterday. She went to the free throw line 12 times and drew more fouls than any player, man or woman, in this tournament so far.
That was phenomenal. And she didn't even know that, right? She was like, I didn't know I drew 12 fouls. For the record, she got herself to the line. She only missed 2 free throws. But she had a solid performance, 21 points for her, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists, and 3 steals. So she did it all. Now you see Howard in their 2-3 zone. They did a little bit of this yesterday against Coppin.
And a nice mid-range jumper made by Denasia Williams.
Well, they've got to shift and move. If you're going to zone, you're trying to protect down in there with Wheeler, who's gone off for a couple of buckets. You're going to try to close that up a little, but you got to still rotate and put pressure on the passes that are coming in there as well, regardless of who they're to.
And now a long 3 taken by Nyla Cooper. The ball will now be in the hands of the Spartans.
Well, as a post player, you played the post, or you were one of the unicorns. You were a unicorn?
I was a 3.
Okay, see, you were
I was a slasher, yeah.
New school. So I was old school, so I was down in the paint. So I didn't want a crowd around me, right? So you see what Howard is trying to do defensively, but see, you would have taken that same cut, right, to free yourself and to be a little more mobile.
Fields in the corner.
Ty Grace didn't like that one. She thought they did enough to get the possession. She was like, next time we'll get it. Back into her energy.
As do I. Back into the game right now for the Bison is Vanessa Grace, the junior who transferred from Bradford. Less than 10 on the shot clock. An unfriendly roll for the Spartans.
Both teams have been shoring up their interior defense, especially here to start the second quarter. And both teams going with zone to be able to enforce that.
Harris finds Warren. Warren will head to the line.
Yeah. Get to the hip and attack. And that's what Warren does so well. Ayana Warren puts so much pressure on you, whether it's full court or in the quarter court. She's going to attack your hip right there. You saw the ball fake, and now I'm going to get to that elbow area against the zone and put pressure on that defense. And if she gets by, you have to trust your defense if you're Norfolk State. You can't reach in the cookie jar and try to get that. She's by you. You got to trust the next line to be there and wall her up.
And not the player that you want to foul, currently ranked #1 in the conference in free throw percentage at 81%.
The lefty, she is just so smooth with it. Made all her free throws yesterday as well. And now they can get into their pressure at 1-2-2 and see if they can get some turnovers forced. And right there, just a little bit too late. And that's why you go to the ball line and not to the player, because you're going to get a foul called like that.
And that foul will go on Kaya Creek, her first.
It's so tempting to try to get to the player before the ball reaches them. But you're going to be first to the ball if you cut that route short and get that outside hand in the passing lane and tip it.
Richards finds Fields. The ball moving around the arc. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Richards will pull the three, and it's good for the Spartans. Creek at the top of the key. Offense leading to defense for Ajane Richards. Hometown hero. She's from right here, Portsmouth, Virginia.
You love the last play by Norfolk State. It was just executed to perfection with the skip pass for the triple. And that's how you break a zone down as well. Everyone thinks, you know, you try to shoot it out, and that is possible, but it's the passes that break the defense down, regardless of the shot.
Richards thought about another one. And a beautiful pass down low to Paris Mullins.
Paris Mullins, great hands down inside. 2 mitts. Grabbed it, put it up strong, right there at the rack. But when you commit defense to the basketball, that's what happens.
Harris finds Creek. Creek for 3. She does not have the answer. (18-10). Norfolk's largest lead thus far.
Well, it's great patience on the offensive end. Several times Norfolk State has just gotten to that short corner, and they tried to get that dive down again for Mullins, but disallowed by Howard's defense.
Warren trying to weave her way inside. And Mullins with the quick hands yet again.
How did Mullins recover that quickly for it? Wow. Let's take a look at the previous possession. Drive, draw 2, and C4, but you only needed to see 1 on that play. And that was Paris Mullins diving down right in front of the cup for the easy deuce.
Paris Mullins did not score in yesterday's game, but she has been creating an impact offensively and defensively since she's checked into this game.
Yeah, come in and make some action happen. And she has been an energy giver for the Spartans, for sure.
Diamond Johnson on the wing. Richards, she thought about it. Mullins. And they're going to call a travel. Well, the score right now is 18-10 in favor of the reigning MEAC champions. Well, we're back, folks. The court is live again. But before we get back to this game, let's take a blast to the past. Both of these teams were in the championship last year. Howard answered with 17 seconds to go. Destiny Howe hits 3 3-pointers. Norfolk State, after making the first free throw, Nia Fields misses the second. Bison rebounds. Kanaya Harris misses the 3-pointer, and Norfolk State wins 56-52.
Oh my goodness. And you see Coach Vickers right there wanting to rinse and repeat and get yet another MEAC championship here at the tournament. You just love you don't love the agony of defeat, but the thrill of victory for Norfolk State was great.
And I'm sure for the Bison, that loss still stings.
For sure.
Right?
That doesn't go away. I'm sorry. Like every March that comes around, I remember losing in the Final Four, and it's not a good feeling every year.
Well, Ayanna Warren trying to change the trajectory of this game.
And she can do that. I mean, she applies so much pressure, whether she's putting the ball on the deck and attacking or yanking a three ball in someone's eye as well.
Williams back to Johnson. Johnson finds Wheeler. Rebounded by Walker.
Wheeler's not going to miss many of those down in there. I mean, Howard's done such a great job of trying to squeeze her space. No, everybody was screaming shark in the water. Diamond Johnson had somebody swimming behind her. Entire crowd here at the Scope and let her know about it.
Johnson did not seem worried at all. She's been in games like this before. Her team went to the Elite Eight when she was at NC State.
When you have players that bring that experience, because of the transfer portal, you're seeing more kids have that experience as well.
Well, Ayanna Warren right now leading all scorers on the Bison team.
Well, when we were sitting and watching the game yesterday, I said to you, I was like, she's the best player on the floor. And then in the press conference, Ty Gray said she was the best player on the floor, in my opinion. And I looked at you like, oh my, the synergy of that comment. But she's showing and proving the same thing today in the championship game.
Definitely. Johnson turning the corner and she'll flip it up. Wheeler cleans it up.
She had to. Nobody checked her off, and that's an assignment that you cannot forget about. You have to be cognizant of Wheeler's presence down in the paint, or she's going to make you pay.
Creek floats it. The ball will stay in the hands of the Bison. And we talked about it during our open the last time that Howard beat Norfolk State. Their field goal percentage was amazing. 65% from the field, 59% from beyond the arc. Those numbers are amazing.
Right, when you can knock in more than 55% from three, that's bone crushing, and that's tough to stop. I don't care what defense you put out there. If you have shots falling and you're in that great rhythm on the offensive end, you know, great things can happen. But now, you know, in this game, you're talking about fatigue being a factor, right? Back-to-back games. Do you have enough in the gas tank for the second half to make those same shots, especially from three?
Less than 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Warren, no good. And there'll be a call for a jump ball.
A battle on the glass, and you love to see it. Who wants it more? And that's a 50-50 basketball. It's not just when the ball is on the ground, right? The rebounds are 50-50, and you have to get early position to snatch those in.
Warren taking it out, finds Walker. Walker, the rookie of the year here in this conference. Creek for three. And the Spartans will gain the possession.
And Coach Vickers right there just trying to organize. And this time, Diamond Johnson off the ball. Let's see if the point of attack is for her.
Clark on the wing.
Just sending Diamond Johnson through, trying to probably get her on the reversal here. Diamond Johnson, I mean, she had 30 points yesterday. She has not had that same kind of performance today. And credit Howard for taking away what she likes to do, which is have the ball in her hands a lot. She has not had that opportunity in this game so far.
Definitely one of the things that Coach Grace mentioned during postgame. Headed to the line right now for the Bison is Marissa Steele.
Well, look at the leadership there. I mean, the entire Grace is like, hey, listen, we've got to attack the paint. We've got to stay with a dogged attention to detail and get the ball downhill. I mean, we're talking about fatigue maybe being a factor. You don't want to settle for outside shots, right, when you don't have your legs. But you can take the ball to the rack, though, right, and get those higher percentage shot opportunities for your team. And that's what she's telling them right now, I'm assuming. That's what I'd be telling them.
As would I.
Get downhill, man.
Steele, a 69% free throw shooter at the line. Missed her first. She goes 0 for 2 this trip.
You gotta get yourself to the line and finish. Make them pay. And that should be your mentality when you step up there. I'm gonna make them pay for touching me up and get these free buckets.
Fields to Clark. In and out. And Steele gets the rebound. Warren beating the pressure, gives it to Walker. Warren for 3. And it's good, Christy.
She's just so tough. That was a cold-blooded triple. Ayanna Warren, 5-3 on the outside, but 7-3 on the inside with that level of toughness.
Flying in for the rebound is Crystal White, but she hands it in the hands. She puts it in the hands of Bison.
Howard had numbers if they wanted, but Ty Gray said, hey, pumping brakes, let's get a good quality look instead of a forced action. They're going to go into a horn set here. And they like to slip this and bring a pin down on the weak side, but they're not getting that pin down action yet. Ayanna Warren is just so cold with it. Dribble drive, get that defense committed, and then the lucky lefty draining the triple with some confidence and swagger.
She was able to bring this game back within 2. Fields to Wheeler. Wheeler trying to wheel her way down the paint, and she's fouled.
Wheeler got loose early in this game, but Howard has really made it difficult for her to continue with those ways down inside.
Kiara Wheeler currently with 6 points and 6 rebounds.
And Warren has been cutting up on the offensive end for Howard with her 10 points, knocking in a couple of threes for the Bison. Just one possession away from the reigning champs.
Fields finds Wheeler. She can't get it to go. And the halftime buzzer has sounded. Grab your snacks and settle in, because the second half is about to unfold. And we're going to get to hear how the men's basketball game went as well. Don't go anywhere here on ESPN Champ Week. We're here at halftime in the Women's MEAC Championship. The score right now is 20-18. And earlier today, the men crowned a champion. Here's Anise Schroff and John Williams with the recap.
The Showtime marching band for Howard playing victory tunes here in Norfolk. Anise Schroff, John Williams, the Howard Bison repeat as MEAC champions. That means back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances for the first time in program history.
Absolutely. It's got to be meaningful for Coach Blakeney and the Howard Bison and what they've been able to do this year, battling through adversity. The players that they've had, the high character players that they've had, the next man up mentality, and finding a way to win against a pesky Delaware State. And I got to tip my hat off to Delaware State and what they've been able to bring to the table and do this tournament. It's building up to their villain origin story next year. I promise you that.
Delaware State gave Howard everything it could handle. Howard was shorthanded today, as they've been so many times all season. But at this point this season, and in this month especially, there's certain stories that tug at your heartstrings. Seth Towns, you might remember the name, started his college career way back in 2016 as a sophomore at Harvard. He was the Ivy League Player of the Year, then had a couple of terrible knee injuries, transfers to Ohio State. He's an Ohio native, went to his hometown of Columbus. Injuries derailed him there. Basically said, I'm done playing college basketball. Decided to give it one more chance at Howard, 8th-year senior, 26 years old, getting his doctorate. Howard will hear its name called on Selection Sunday, and when they play that first game, that'll be Seth Towns' first NCAA tournament game as an 8th-year senior who has persevered through so much.
It's a beautiful thing to see. I mean, the name of this kid should be resilience.
Yeah.
Everything that he's been through, all the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, and still finding a way to put a jersey back on and step out on the court and then be gifted with your dancing shoes finally. It's a beautiful thing.
He's going to be one of the big stories of the opening week of the NCAA tournament. The Howard Bison dancing for a second consecutive season. They are your MEAC champions in 2024.
Thanks so much, gentlemen. I mean, Christy, we got to catch the end of that game, and it was extremely exciting. Now, earlier, the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference unveiled its women's basketball postseason honors, where Howard University saw 4 Bison highlighted. But let's take a look at the first team.
Well, you love to see that, right? The player of the year, Kara Wheeler. We've already seen what she's been able to do. Howard, they've been trying to water that down a little bit in that first half. And Walker, the rookie of the year, she came in and got some great minutes, and that's what Ty Grace was telling us yesterday, that she is really ready for this moment, and she's kind of matured into a sophomore already because of the time she's been able to have on the floor. And then a defensive player of the year for Coppin. We saw that in full effect yesterday. She was all over the floor and never took her foot off the gas on the defensive end. And 6th player of the year, Blackstone from Coppin as well, came in and did her thing. And that to me is like one of the most respected roles. The 6th player of the year, you've accepted what the role is for you, for the team. And then newcomer of the year and Diamond Johnson. I mean, we already know what she has been able to do. She had 19 of her 30 points in the first half yesterday and knocked in 6 threes. But again, Howard's defense has done a tremendous job with her in the first half.
Well, here are those ladies' names once again. You talked about Diamond Johnson. You know, she wasn't eligible to play until December because of the NCAA ruling. But lucky for the Spartans, they got her back.
Yeah, they got her back. She's 0 for 3 right now, though, from the floor, and missed her only 3-point shot. So Howard is doing a good job of keeping the basketball out of her hands and just allowing opportunities for her to get hot.
Now, here is the list of the MEAC second team. Angel Jones, Ayanna Warren, Ariana Sewell, Nia Fields, and Morgan Callahan.
I wish they would do these votes after the tournament, because Ayanna Warren would most definitely be on the first team. I mean, she has earned that. She has been so steady and so incredibly consistent and efficient for the Howard Bison.
And here is a look at the all-MEAC third team. 2 Howard Bison on that list, Kaya Creek and Niall Miller.
Well, it's never about one player, right? It's always about the unit and how well that unit has been competitively maturing for this opportunity to compete and win. So when you see a lot of players on the first, second, and third team, you know that you've been doing a great job as a coach. So kudos to all the coaches who have prepared these players to earn the respect of the coaches and the media across the conference.
Well, we're going to continue this thrilling matchup, but don't go anywhere. We're going to have stats and highlights when we come back in a few. You're watching ESPN's Champ Week, presented by Principal. Welcome back inside the Scope Arena here in Norfolk, Virginia. The score right now is 20-18 here at the MEAC Tournament Championship. Laurencia Mo, Christy Winterscott. Now, Christy, this first half has been very low scoring, but these two teams have seen each other 9 times in the last 3 seasons.
Right.
So they're very familiar, and we're seeing that.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a comfortability in that, but there's also some unpredictable things that have occurred so far in this first half, like Diamond Johnson 0 for 3 from the floor. She's missed her only 3-point shot. Wheeler 3 for 10. She's getting touches. She has 8 rebounds, so you're seeing the stats kind of change a little bit because because of the defensive attention to detail that the Howard Bison have brought with them in this game. You know they haven't forgotten about losing to the same team last season in the championship. Ayanna Warren, she hasn't forgotten. She has 10 points to lead Howard in scoring. She's knocked in a couple threes, but she's also been able to get to her mini game. A nice strong pull up there with all 10 toes down. And speaking of 10 toes down, set and ready. The lefty has been letting it fly, but she has been such a great competitor for Howard in this first half. And we're talking about Wheeler. Yes, she's made 3 shots, and they have all been because she has done her work early on the interior, connecting herself to a body, but she's also gotten to the offensive glass to get those extra opportunities for Norfolk State, and they're going to need more of that from her in the second.
Well, on your screen are the first half stats. Christy, what sticks out to you the most?
Well, I'm looking at the paint points for Norfolk State. That's an advantage, and I know it's only 4 points, but when you look at the score, it makes a difference, right? I think Howard's going to need to continue to attack the painted area, and if not, get themselves to the free throw line. You see, Norfolk State hasn't even taken any free throws, and Howard's just 2 for 4. So look for a lot more aggression from both teams, but it's the big against the little in this one. And I'm not talking about the outside, man. I'm telling you, these players are ready to play. And their respective ball clubs.
Well, you hit it on the nose. The players are geared up and Fields finds Diamond Johnson. Still scoreless in this game.
Well, what Diamond Johnson cannot do is settle for outside shots, right? And we were just talking about the importance of attacking the painted area, even if you draw contact and get yourself to the line. Because sometimes, as you know, you see the shot fall. Even if it's from the foul line, you get your rhythm back. And she's kind of forcing the issue right now. She's got to get herself downhill. And this is the matchup I wanted to see. I said this yesterday. I want to see Warren and Johnson go for it.
Well, she did exactly what the doctor ordered and what, Christy, you told her to do. She got downhill.
Put the ball on the deck and get downhill. I mean, she has strength over Warren. They're both about the same height, but she has that power game from the guard spot. Norfolk State sitting in their 3-2 zone. They played it the entire first half as well.
Walker, she'll pull, and it's no good. Fields. Warren finds Creek.
Nice kick, though.
Baseline drive. And Niall Miller is fouled.
Well, here's Diamond Johnson surveying and then deciding just to change gears and get downhill and attack Warren off the bounce. And just put pressure on that second line of defense. Creek not there in time to contest it.
At the line for the Bison is Niall Miller, currently a 62% free throw shooter. She's the team's leading rebounder, though.
She's so active. She goes up with 2 high hands every single time. I mean, you never see her go up with 1 hand on the rebound. And she's always a force to be reckoned with on the glass for sure.
And only a sophomore, so she has plenty of time to grow. Started in 12 games as a freshman.
She's so tough, and a lot of the young players for Howard have gotten a lot of opportunity with minutes because of the injuries that they have incurred.
Johnson breaking the press, finds Crystal White, and it's long. Warren finds Creek.
Plenty of time to get a good shot if you're Howard. It's Grace telling them, hey, we're good, stay poised.
3, no good.
I would like to see them get a piece of the paint with the dribble drive, though. 1-2 dribble, get right there to those elbows and collapse the defense.
Fields, it's short. Diamond Johnson can't get the layup to go, but neither can Kiara Wheeler.
Oh, there was a lid on the bucket right there for 2 of the most high-powered scorers in the MEAC. Diamond Johnson right there, just tickling the front of the rim, and then Wheeler doing the same.
Very uncharacteristic for the Spartans. Those 2 players contributed combined more than half of their team's points yesterday.
Well, it's not the case for today, and credit again Howard's defense. Just trying to bottle them up in the paint again, getting a piece of that one on a block.
Well, the ball will now be in the hands of the Bison. Let's see what they can do with it.
Against this pressure, 1-2-2, both teams almost very similar with what they've been doing defensively. Except Howard's zone has been 2-3. Norfolk State, they've applied their 3-2. That's it. Attack the elbow. There you go. And that's what you have to do, right? And it's no mystery, right? You want to collapse the defense. Everyone's going to pay attention to the dribble drive coming to the paint. Or also, why are you out there as a defender, right? You're going to collapse to that area. Get downhill, get a piece of the paint, and then now see what the defense does, right? You have to see what kind of decisions you can make and how they commit to the basketball and where they rotate to.
Well, Tiana Walker, currently scoreless in this game, looking to put herself on the board. You talked about it. Even seeing a free throw go in could allow you to breathe and get comfortable.
For sure, get your confidence back. You know, you put in all that work in the summer. You're standing on that free throw line in the gym by yourself in a hot gym. Make that pay off for you. Stick your free throws. And again, Norfolk State, 0 free throw attempts in that first half. They need to change that as well to get some offensive production, with Johnson and Wheeler well below their averages so far.
Johnson, she'll pull it, and it's up and in for Diamond Johnson.
More of that from her is necessary for Coach Vickers and the Spartans.
And Johnson on the defensive end, turning defense to offense. She can't get the layup to go, but the Bison now, they have numbers. Ayanna Warren cannot finish.
Smart, though, for her to pull up with Wheeler sitting down in there.
Diamond Johnson was feeling it. The three's no good. Warren wasting no time. This has turned into a very fast-paced game.
Yeah. A couple quick shots there, and by both teams, really. Both teams have really done a good job of staying poised and composed. The last couple of shots, just really trying to hurry up and score. Take your time, work the defense down.
Both teams averaging over 60 points per game, so obviously knowing that first half was very low scoring. Johnson trying to get down into the paint, and she's fouled.
Now this is what Diamond Johnson is best at, right? Pump fake, get by, attack the closeout, and get that float game to float in for her. And she needs more of that, right? And then she got that steal. You've seen her dial it up with her aggressive decisions. And that's what Norfolk State needs from their experienced guard. And she played at Rutgers to start her career and then went to the Elite Eight with North Carolina State and chose to come to Norfolk State to continue to try for another championship for this team.
Well, using that strength that you talked about, she's fouled.
Force the action. Force the action and put the pressure on the defense by driving right at them. Again, both teams need to do that and test themselves in that way.
Currently, Johnson, 82% free throw shooter. Only went to the line 44 times this season, though.
She shoots a lot of threes. I mean, she was 6 of 11 from 3 yesterday for her 30 points. But she also had 11 rebounds. So she's a worker bee. She's not just a perimeter, scared of getting touched up. She wants all that smoke. You see the hustle right here by both teams. They know that every possession matters.
Especially now, this is the MEAC Tournament Championship. This is for all the marbles.
And your opportunity to continue to play in the NCAA tournament. And, you know, that's what you work for. That's what you strive for. That's what you break every huddle for, with that intentionality to advance in the postseason.
We saw a couple of tears during post games presser because this is a one bid conference. So like you just said, Christy, the winner of this game definitely gets a berth. Things getting a little chippy. Kiara Wheeler trying to show some leadership and keep her team together. Emotions obviously high.
A little drawing back and forth, percolating with all the passion. There was a shove right there, and they're going to take a look at that. And then you see both teams trying to corral their teammates and recollect themselves and recalibrate emotionally, because yes, it's a passionate opportunity for both teams, and you're competing at a high level for sure. But you also have to keep the main thing, and that's to stay on the floor.
Score right now is 25-21, so a potential technical could cut things even closer in this low-scoring game. Every point and every possession matters.
Well, they're definitely going to take a look at that and see if there needs to be any kind of upgrade. The double technical was the call on the floor. Take a look, and it was the extracurricular, okay? The fouls whistled right there, and then there was a little chit-chat afterwards. And the double technical right there was called on the floor. So they're going to see if there's an upgrade for the extracurricular activity. There's another look at it, different angle. There's the shove right there in the back. Yeah.
Assuming that the technicals are going to go on Marissa Steele and Debria Clark. Steele, the junior, and Debria Clark, the freshman.
They're playing Why Can't We Be Friends in here. So
it's a good question. Why can't we all be friends?
Yeah.
We asked, well, we didn't ask, but it was asked to Coach Grace, you know, this has turned into a rivalry.
Yeah.
Do you like that? And she said, well, you know, I know how great of a team Norfolk State is, but we didn't expect it to turn into a rivalry. It just so happens that we played each other so many times.
Yeah, sometimes it happens organically, and sometimes it spills over.
Well, the score right now is 25-21. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with updates in a few.
Life.
Thanks so much for sticking with us. We have some updates on the situation that happened a couple possessions ago. There was a common foul called on number 5, Marissa Steele of Howard University, and then a double technical on Steele and Debria Clark from Norfolk State.
Well, that also makes it 5 team fouls now for Howard, and this is another look at what transpired in the sequence that unfolded just moments ago. So you see the emotions bubbling over for both teams, but the point of interruption will give possession to Norfolk State. But that will also now have Howard with 5 team fouls. So any foul in this quarter from now until the end of it, Norfolk State will be shooting free throws, and that could be an impactful situation and a tough sequence for Howard if Norfolk State can capitalize from it.
Well, Kiara Wheeler coming right out of that timeout with vengeance, ready to put the team on her back.
Well, they get the possession, and now they're playing with a little more fire in the belly. You see those hands a little higher on defense for Norfolk State.
Wheeler controls the board. Richard, she's going to pull it out. Diamond Johnson will pull the 3 in the face of Kiara Creek.
Sometimes you see technical fouls work in your favor, and right now, Diamond Johnson, who has been off the mark from 3 so far in this game, not so much here, and she hesitated the first time. I think she was checking to see if they were going to close out. Hand down, man down. That's going through the nets for a triple. Diamond Johnson, and she gets hot. That means trouble. That's the 3rd 3 for the Spartans, an 8-0 run now for Norfolk State.
You talked about that aggression in the fire that technical just lit underneath them.
Hey, listen, you're going to stand up for your teammates. Both teams, right?
This is now the largest lead of the game for Norfolk State. Well, the score right now is 30-21. Don't go anywhere. Plenty more MEAC championship action coming your way. Well, the pause was brief and the anticipation is high. Diamond Johnson lighting things up for the Spartans.
Well, all 8 points in the third quarter have come by way of Diamond Johnson, who has gotten down deep into her bag. A couple bags. She has knocked in this tough triple. She has 4 rebounds and 1 assist as well, but she has made a world of difference for this surge of offense. For the Spartans, she's averaging 21 a game. So she hadn't scored at all in that first half, but she has come out lighting things up here in the third.
Norfolk State now with their largest lead, looking to cut it, and they're able to do just that.
Well, that's why you work the zone down and then attack from the weak side. Nice cut from that short corner area. Just slip into the lane. The ball will find activity.
Johnson blocked. And a jump ball will be called.
Well, this is great offense. 2 to the ball, and now move. Get yourself into a viable area to help your team.
Wheeler, she drives, and she just makes it look so easy, Christy.
But she just flipped that thing up. It almost looked like she shot that from her wrist, but had a good backspin on it. It's her 14th double-double this season for Wheeler.
Warren in a familiar face to that free throw line. She heads there once again.
Oh my goodness. Well, you love to see the creativity and the craftiness on the fly. Creativity, and look at this. The 1-2 step gets by Wheeler, gets the contact, and you see just the determination on the face. Right there for the bucket. Warren means business.
Ayana Warren currently leading all Bison scorers with 12 points, looking to add more to that number. Make that 13.
Well, she's just as tough as they come. I love her game, and I told her as much yesterday. You know, she just means so much for this team in terms of the mentality that is necessary to compete and win.
Without Destiny Howe, preseason player of the year, everyone had to step up. And the Howard Bison have been able to do just that. Hemingway gives it to Creek. And a foul on Anaje Richardson.
Yeah, good job there by Vanessa Blake to get herself inside. Great pass, kept the ball high, and then got hit from behind.
Vanessa Blake currently a 72% free throw shooter. Played in 31 games at Radford last season. And that's her first bucket of the game. Back into the game for the Spartans is Debria Clark and Crystal Mullins.
And a skip pass to break the press. Now get the ball to the middle, settle in and reorganize. See Diamond Johnson right there, bellowing out what play they're in. Looks like a zone offense, horns set with the post right there at the elbows, but Howard has been just tremendously disruptive.
With 5 on the shot clock, they steal it away, and the Bison now have the basketball. Kaya Creek, it's short.
You love the defensive attention to detail, and we've discussed it, right? Howard did a really great job in that first half, not allowing Wheeler and Johnson to get into a rhythm. Now Johnson has found her rhythm on the offensive side with 8 points so far here in the third. They've gotten a lot of steals, and gotten a lot of deflections, trying to blow up plays that Norfolk State has been trying to execute.
Clark in the corner. It's in and out, and there'll be a foul called.
That's a hard fall down inside by Ayanna Warren, who gets right up after wincing a bit, but she seems to be fine. But she has no fear. Look at Ayanna Warren just way upstairs, trying to get that rebound over the back of Wheeler. She'll head back to the line, and that's what we were talking about when that scrum happened, right? That put Howard to the line again, so they can pay that off.
Wheeler now with 13 points. 4 for 4 from the free throw line now. Make that 5 for 5.
And just a one-possession game. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the third, and Norfolk State breaks the pressure once again with the zigzag attack, passes only. And that's how you do it. You don't want to dribble against the press. And that's how you get hemmed in.
Johnson hits the back of the iron, and there'll be a foul on the floor.
Ty Grace can't believe it. There's a quizzical expression on her face at the moment for Howard.
That foul will go on Kanaya Harris, her first.
We said rebounds are 50-50 opportunities, right? And if there's a displacement that occurs before that, which did happen there, that's why Norfolk State is headed to the line.
Wheeler currently a 71% free throw shooter. She's gone to the line more than anyone in the MEAC conference. The ball will stay with the Spartans. Ajane Richardson back into the game for the Spartans. The freshman getting a lot of burn in front of her hometown fans.
A lot of family, a lot of teammates in the building here at the Scope.
Wheeler puts it up. It's no good.
Well, she didn't get her body squared, and I think the crowding of her area has really changed the footwork of Wheeler.
Diamond Johnson bringing the ball up the floor. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third. Johnson for three. Hits the front of the iron. And Kanaya Harris will head to the line.
Yeah, Kanaya Harris did a good job right there because Norfolk State was not set up defensively in transition. You see, she's running up the backs of players. You have to turn around and be aware of what's coming at you. And Harris right there knew she had an opportunity to get to the cup.
And that now is 4 fouls on Nia Fields. A big loss right now for the Spartans. Harris makes her first, a 65% free throw shooter. We mentioned her name during halftime. She was named to the MEAC third team. And she makes both free throws.
This game has had ebbs and flows, as you would anticipate in March Madness. But who's going to make the final surge? That has yet to be discovered.
Risky pass by the Spartans is picked off by the Bison. Warren shoots and scores. And that's now the first lead for Howard University.
How about that shot by Warren? Just incredible body balance.
And the ball will stay with Norfolk State.
Look at Ayanna. Warren is going to get an opportunity here to go in transition and attack I thought she got touched up on the way up too, but she got that one to go. She just gets so high off the ground at 5'3". She really makes a high impact on shots inside.
Clark, it's swatted away by Hemingway.
Warren has scored 10 points in this quarter alone.
11-1 run right now by the Bison. And Hemingway puts herself on the board. Less than 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Ball in the hands of Diamond Johnson, one of their leaders. Richardson, she pulls the three. And the Howard University Bison have their first lead of this contest with a score of 36-33.
What a solid swing of momentum for HU, you know, but Norfolk State, they're sticking with it as well, knocking in shot after shot. But HU, they're right there with a 3-point lead headed to the fourth.
And we're back, folks. The court is alive again. These are the last 5 MEAC tournament champs and runner-ups. Some familiar names on that screen. Norfolk State, the past 2 years have been here. Howard, the past 3 years, been in this same position, won it back in 2022, looking to win it again in 2024.
Well, you etch your name in history and you leave your legacy for your program by winning in moments like these. And Norfolk State, they want to do it again. Howard, they want to get theirs this time after losing to Norfolk State last year. And they just saw the men's team from Howard win their back-to-back title here in the MEAC tournament. They were out here when the confetti was falling over their brethren. So they want to do it themselves and bring it back to the Mecca.
Well, Howard currently having their first lead of this game. And Ayana Warren extending that lead even more.
Incredible. And she has just been so solid on both sides. Not just her offensive ability to score and stack the stat sheet, especially here in the second half, but her ability to defend and rebound and just get into the fray without any fear. That's been the most impressive thing to me.
Coach Larry Vickers, he's up out of his seat now. This is the last quarter of your 2024 MEAC Tournament Women's Basketball Championship game.
And Coach Vickers, he has been very Phil Jackson-esque, if you will, with his calmness and composure.
Yes.
He's been sitting down most of the game, but now he has that look on his face when he's thinking things through, making sure he can bring it home for his team as Howard has gone on this major run, especially at the end of that third quarter.
Clark taking the ball out, finds her own miss.
She just has such great hands down in there. Can't really get it out of those hands once she has it either. In that 3-2 zone, Howard has done a good job of getting to the second and third sides, trying to attack it after reversing it a couple times to get into that high post. Here's Wheeler right here, the recipient of the inbounds pass underneath the basket. Just a power game. And not enough time really to get a body on. I'm like, you got to get a body on, but sometimes things happen so quickly. And you know this as well. You can't get a body on. And it's just the force of activity that Wheeler applies. It's tough to stop. That's why she's Player of the Year in the conference.
Definitely her size alone, and she gets the ball once again, but this time it hits underneath the basket.
I just think she lost exactly where she was on the catch there.
Walker finds Creek. The Bison working the ball around the arc. Walker, and it's picked off by Diamond Johnson.
Diamond Johnson is looking for a call. You can see her left hand go back. Maybe thought she got tapped or touched up there. But we play on. She knows about next play mentality.
DeBrea Clark. Kyle Miller almost stealing it away. Spartans staying with it. Diamond Johnson into the paint. And DeBrea Clark with an aggressive rebound.
Yeah, we already had a little dust up. We didn't want to have another. There's a little entanglement down in there. Once again, on the glass, we said the glass was going to be a key, and both teams are in full understanding of that notion. It's a 1-4 line set up on the out-of-bounds under. You want to lift that lane line player up, which they did with Wheeler.
Less than 10 to go on the shot clock.
Oh.
And Kiara Wheeler making something out of nothing.
There's lemonade, the cool, refreshing drink right there. The lemons she was handed with a crowded space, but she was able to come up with it. And she almost shoots it from like her shoulder area. She's so low, but she has enough strength in the wrist to flick it up there off the glass. Impressive.
Warren, she pulls for three. DeBrea Clark finds Johnson. Johnson for the long three. It's off to the left. And Crystal White will be called for the travel.
That's the proper call. I was motioning travel because that happened before the contact did. But I don't know if she fully had possession. Look like, let's see. Let's take a look. Here's the shot off the mark, and now was there full? Yeah, there's the possession, and now you're traveling. That's a travel before the foul, or before the contact was made. That's the proper call. I know the fans don't like it, but that was it.
White heads to the line, and Nia Fields replaces her. Fields currently playing with 4 fouls. Creek from the top of the key, and it's good. 41-37 in favor of the Bison.
Big time bucket for the Bison.
Johnson and Wheeler. Those two not letting the Spartans falter.
Listen, it's money time right now, and both the teams, you can tell they've dialed up every bit of whatever they have left inside.
Warren finding Creek.
Diamond Johnson plucked that ball away from Warren.
Nia Fields doesn't use the screen. They find Kiara Wheeler. Wheeler on 3 players, scores yet again. That's 19 points for Kiara Wheeler. Less than 6 minutes to go. Ten seconds on the shot clock. Kaya Creek hits the front of the rim. DeBrea Clark controls the board for the Spartans. Clark. Wheeler with the rebound, and she heads to the free throw line.
Wheeler has been wheeling and dealing for Norfolk State. Oh, the up and under splitting the defense for the finish. She is nimble down inside with the tremendous footwork. She has 19 points and 14 rebounds so far for the defending champs. 8 offensive rebounds. She has just been a workhorse for Coach Vickers and company. He's applauding the effort. He loves to see it.
You just mentioned it. That's 15 rebounds for Kiara Wheeler. Her new season high in rebounds.
9 for 20 from the floor. What an asset she has been inside. What a force.
This is now the second lead change of the quarter. Warren threading the needle. It's batted away by the Spartans.
I think she was trying to shoot that. You see Warren coming up the floor, clapping her hands like, we needed that possession. You got to get it back on defense, though. Still a lot of time left here.
Fields. Off-kilter shot. Sky Robinson gets the rebound. Diamond Johnson for three. And the entire building erupts here in Norfolk, Virginia. (45-41). 4 minutes to go. You can feel the energy in here, Christy. And that's Nia Fields' 5th foul.
Norfolk State foul is on number 2, Nia Fields. That is her 5th personal foul.
Well, this is Champ Week. It's an 8-0 run by Norfolk State. Diamond Johnson letting it fly for the Lions. Norfolk State up 4.
We hope you enjoyed the break, but the excitement is far from over. In that last possession, junior Nia Fields fouled out of this championship game.
Well, that makes it tough, right? Diamond Johnson, she understands the assignment because of her experience level. But Nia Fields takes a lot of pressure off of Diamond Johnson in terms of her ball handling responsibilities. And if Diamond Johnson was a freshman, I'd say, oh, that's a concern. But I'm not really concerned about Fields being out right now because Diamond Johnson can handle the moment.
Diamond Johnson has been stepping up to the plate. But so has Kaya Creek.
Kaya Creek has come out big, missed her first couple of shots today, but made 3 threes yesterday in the semifinals to advance here for an opportunity for a championship.
Johnson using Wheeler's screen. Sky Robinson. It's off the back. But Debria Clark. We talked about those offensive rebounds. Sky Robinson can't get the short corner shot to go.
Yeah, we were talking about turnovers and rebounds being major keys for both teams. And those second chance opportunities coming up huge.
Walker finds Creek. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Debria Clark with the huge steal. Takes it all the way, and she's fouled.
Taking good care of the basketball, right? Especially at this juncture. You gotta value your possessions. It's a 1-point game, so make sure on your passes. When you're putting it on the ground, you gotta protect the ball. Norfolk State headed the other way and now ahead to the line because of their defense and getting those deflections and live ball steals.
Debria Clark currently with 3 points, the freshman from Baltimore, Maryland. And she makes the free throw. 46-44. Clark now with 4 points.
Big time free throws right there, though. Now it's a possession game.
Creek finds Walker. She's trapped in the corner. And Sky Robinson is feeling it. The Spartans up by 3.
possessions. Can you get stops? Yeah, you can get me a bucket, but can you get me a stop down the stretch? And right here, Norfolk State has answered the bell.
This is the last call for 9:55. 9:73. Come to the meeting room. It got me moving on.
47-44. Ever since that technical foul, things have turned up for the Spartans. We're going to get a good look at Howard men's team. They are your 2024 MEAC champions. Here to support their ladies.
Absolutely. It's a brotherhood and a sisterhood, right, with the men's and women's basketball teams at every university. But you love to see the support after a championship. And I love that they play back-to-back so that they're in the building for these kinds of just generational moments and memories made for their respective teams.
Diamond Johnson handling the pressure, gives it off to Sky Robinson. And an I.J. Richardson, it hits the back of the iron. And it'll stay with the Spartans.
And coming down to the grind of it all. And what it's all for. You got to get the ball in and run out of time. That was very close to 5.
Robinson finds Clark. They give the ball off to Diamond Johnson.
As they should.
Less than 2 minutes to go. The ball will go in the hands of the Bison.
Yeah, you saw Diamond Johnson there, right there on the ball side corner, trying to get that kick out, but that double team just had Norfolk State under duress in that moment. And turned it over. One possession game with a minute to go. This is what you love about March Madness.
Less than 2 minutes to go in this game. Here in Norfolk, Virginia, Ayana Warren finds Kaya Creek.
Nice patience by Howard. They're out to go now, though.
Warren hits the back of the iron, but Vanessa Blake with the huge offensive board and finish.
Major finish inside for Blake. 2 high hands like a baby bird, just got that one.
Johnson finds Clark. Diamond Johnson finding Debria Clark. 5 seconds on the shot clock. And that's going to be a shot clock violation for the Lady Spartans. Coach Ty Grace will call a timeout.
Oh, incredible.
Christy, we got a 1-point game. What do you think Coach Ty Grace is telling her team right now?
Well, she's going to say to use the clock, right? We don't need to go right away. We don't need a quick shot. We want to take it down probably to about 8 seconds on the shot clock before we get into our primary action on the offensive end. And against the zone, I don't know if Coach Vickers comes out of this timeout with man-to-man just to kind of flip the switch and flip the script, if you will. Got to be ready for that, too. So if I'm Ty Grace, I'm giving